Ladies and gentlemen, the second thing I'm going to talk about today is the power of a winning attitude. Attitude is one of the little things that make the big difference. I mean, one of the things I love about attitude is it's one of the only things we can control. I mean, you can't control the stock market, the interest rates, the weather, but every single day you and I can wake up and put our feet firmly on the floor and make a decision about how we're going to show up every single day. You know, I remember when I first got started in this business, I was doing a presentation and I was kind of nervous. There were some people out there. I was kicking off the program. I was going out right before the CEO. So I thought, well, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the audience. I'm going to make some connection, kind of calm my nerves. So what did I do? I came out to the audience. I walked up to a gentleman over here, and everybody, you know, primarily men, all white shirts, a lot of testosterone in the room. And I walk up to this gentleman and say, "Hi, how you doing?" He looks at me and he goes, "Oh, you know, same old day." And I looked at him like, "Are you kidding me right now?" I looked, "All right, keep up the good work." I thought I'd go check to this side of the room. And I come over here real quick and I say, "Oh, hey, what's your name?" "Nicole." "Hey, Nicole, how you doing today?" And what Nicole said to me in that meeting was, and I was the speaker coming up before the CEO, and Nicole says to me, "Another day, another program, and another speaker." How do you think I'm feeling now? So I walk up to the stage and I'm like, oh man, I do my talk and I got finished with my talk. I did really well, and all of a sudden I'm finishing up and I walk to the back, and Kevin, the guy who hired me, calls me back. And I'm like, "Hey Kevin, what's up?" He goes, "Oh man," he goes, "I saw what you did up there. I saw those two people that you talked to for the event." And I was like, "Yeah, what?" He goes, "You won't believe this, but those two people are getting fired on Monday." So ladies and gentlemen, attitude is the little thing that makes the big difference. So what I just did was, I just show you what I did. I came up with a couple statements and then I went right into a story. Are you with me? Yeah. That story could have been 20 minutes long. I actually butchered the story. It was really bad. But the fact is, statements, story. If you want to have it longer, you can have another statement, another story. But that's how you organize your talk. Does that make sense, yes or no? Yes. Okay, you guys are awesome. So, I just did this and you didn't know it. How do you end a message? How do you transition? I call it transition tie down. A transition tie down. I just did it right there. So, whatever you want to say, you can say. So, are you with me? Say yes. Yes. Does that make sense, yes or no? Yes. Are you ready to go? Say yes. No. Boom. And then all of a sudden you're back and you're going to the next one. The next thing I'm going to talk about today is consistency. But you tied up your message with a transition tie down. Are you guys with me? Say yes. Yes. That's how you do it. Review. Highlight your key points. So whenever you're giving a presentation, you've got to review your key points. So here's how it goes. This is a slide from a presentation that I give. So my presentation is 45 minutes. You can just turn that off. You can do 45 minutes to an hour. And so I'll just say, ladies and gentlemen, so a quick review. The first thing we talked about is your psychology and your beliefs, how your beliefs drive your behavior. As a human being, you can't get yourself to do something you don't believe is possible. We determined that you'll never out-earn or outsell what you truly believe, and that your beliefs drive your behavior. We talked about the as-if strategy, simply acting as if you were the best that you could possibly be. And we talked about attitude in your brand, how you control your attitude, which is your brand. We talked about the power of association, and how little things make the big difference in building value. Then we talked about a couple things that are fun that you could use, like the greeting strategy. And so I encourage you to implement that immediately. Last but not least, we talk about action. The power of taking action, because action separates the doers from the talkers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, by a show of hands, how many people picked up a couple ideas today they could use in their life or their business? Say yes. Yes. That's how you tie it up. Does that make sense, yes or no? Kind of gets annoying after a while, doesn't it? So the key is being a professional is not overusing it. I'm overusing it right now because I'm teaching you and making sure you're checking in, but during a typical talk, you don't want to be, hey, makes sense, yes or no? You don't want to do that because it's over talking. Okay, you guys are with me? Yes. So here's a couple keys. This is the difference between a professional speaker and an average speaker. So, are you guys having a good time today so far? Yes. Average speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, by show of hands, how many people are having a great time? Say yes. Yes. You see the difference? I have control of the audience. In a corporate environment, it's very tight, so I don't have time to mess around. I got to go from point to point. It's like we call it corporate theater. It's like a monologue, an interactive monologue. Okay, where are we at here? Last but not least is your inspired. This is called the Camry model, inspire. What do you want them to do? I think you miss a lot of, speakers miss a lot of opportunities because even if you're not selling something, you still want them to go do something. I mean, why are you giving your talk? Right? If you're talking to a bunch of school teachers, you want them to go do something. So the point is, at the very end of the talk, you might want them to go to the back of the room and buy your books. You might want them to go out and go vote. But the fact of the matter is, what do you want them to do? And you got to think about that when you end up. All right. So here's my gift to you. You ready for my gift? Yes. Are you ready for the gift? Yes. This is no BS gift. This is a real gift. So this is something that you've never seen before, but this is called the Habitude Warrior Success University. Wow. Yeah. And this was designed for ERIK because ERIK's a friend of mine of 30 years, and we put $10,000 into this for ERIK SWANSON. And so inside of this Habitude Warrior platform, it's literally a couple $1 million delivery system. It's the same delivery system that Grant Cardone uses and Tony Robbins uses. And so it's a online virtual training center that's interactive. So I'm going to give you a $500 training program called the 5 Keys to a Perfect Presentation that I just did for you, that you can take module by module and get reps and take notes and watch me do it in front of a live audience. Would you like to have that? Yes. Great. So, it's my gift to you. All you have to do is pull out your phones, go ahead and do that now. And if you don't do it, by the end of the day, you won't have access to it. So, text the word HW, Habitude Warrior San Diego, to 702-761-3866. So you take a picture of this, if you want to share it with a friend or whatever, but it'll be expired after today. So I want to be very upfront. You guys with me? Yes. So this is an absolutely free course. There is no strings on it. It's a free course. So let me ask you a question. If I gave you, assuming that you all like to eat steak, if I gave you a free steak dinner to Ruth Chris Steakhouse, would you want to go, yes or no? Yes. Yeah, assuming you like steak. Would you be upset and frustrated if they had a menu on the table? Yes or no? No. So you're going to go on this platform, you're going to get a $500 training course for free. But inside will be other products that if you want to purchase them, you can. Products from $29 to $1,400. But this product is absolutely free, no strings attached. So I want you to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dan Lear. So you can find me on all social media platforms at DANLIER. DANLIER on all social media platforms. So thank you so much. ERIK SWANSON, thank you for having me. Dan Lear, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Lear. What up?
How was that? That was amazing, right? Oh my gosh, give it up for Dan Lear. That was amazing. Keep it going, keep it going. Thank you so much, man. That was amazing, man. Thank you. So I'm excited to be up here because I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for our next speaker. Our next speaker is known as Mr. Awesome himself. And I wanted to actually just show a quick video of Mr. Awesome. So let's direct our attention over to the screen.
As a motivator, motivator, success coach, mentor, best-selling author, and international keynote speaker, ERIK SWANSON is changing lives all over the world with his innovative approach and proven method to teach you how to systematically change your habits for the better. ERIK SWANSON has been delivering powerful trainings for the past 18 years. He's the creator, founder, and CEO of Habitude Warrior International, Universal Seminars, and the unique and super rewarding system called Secret Habitude Warrior Training. His training system teaches you the techniques to harness the best habits and most powerful attitudes for success. He brings you from where you are now to where you really want to go in any area of your life. Nicknamed Mr. Awesome by notable speakers Brian Tracy and Les Brown, ERIK speaks to over 50,000 people per year across the globe. His style combines step-by-step tactical teachings with humor and vivid storytelling. ERIK SWANSON consistently shares stages with his friends, who are some of the most talented and most famous speakers of the world, such as Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, Bob Proctor, Sharon Lecter, and many others from the best-selling book The Secret, as well as the Think and Grow Rich Napoleon Hill Foundation. He's the creator of the Habitudes Conference, a TED Talk style conference sweeping the nation and the world that brings together over 33 famous speakers, leaders, and New York Times best-selling authors for a 3-day period.
Oh, this guy sounds amazing.
Sounds so good.
Come on, everybody.
Let's bring ERIK SWANSON up to the stage. Let's give him a standing round of applause, everybody.
Come on, everybody. Dancers, are you? Look around and say, you stink, dude. I'm just kidding. So here's the deal. I want you all, are you all ready for a good ride? Yeah. Here's the deal. By the way, can I borrow your chair? Thanks. Here's the deal. I want you all to look at somebody right next to you. Go ahead and stare, turn to them, and stare at them right in their eyes. I'm not your partner, so pull somebody else, okay? Grab somebody. No, what I want you to do is this. I want you to look at them right in their eyes, and I want you to go ahead, and I want you to repeat after me. Hold on, let me turn that back off. Hold on, no more dancing. I don't know why I did that. I want you to repeat after me. I want you to say, hey neighbor. There's a reason why. You are my neighbor. Now look at them all the way down their body and all the way back up. Get their belt buckle. Alright. Look at them right in their eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to take a deep breath out, and I want you to repeat after me. Here's the reason why, neighbor. It's obvious to me that you are an amazing person. You're at an amazing event. You're at the best event I've ever been to. And it's very obvious that you are super smart. But as important, it's very evident that you are sexy as hell. Yeah, give him a little high five. Give him a little high five. Go ahead, have a seat. Oh, before you sit, slap their ass. Slap their butt. Slap it. Sir, let go of that. Just slap it. That was it. Let go. All right. You're like, it's that type of event now. Some of y'all are like, you left this for day 3? You should have done this day 1. Oh, great. You're right on time. Come on in. We're going to talk about time management. So, I like having fun. If that's all right with everybody? Is that all right with everyone? Good, because I'm having fun with it without y'all. So here we go. So here's the scoop. I like it when the audience adjusts the tone of my own speakers. Is it too loud? What do you want? Like layers right like this. All right. So guys, they call me Mr. Awesome. That's my nickname. Can we start? Like 10 minutes go. Okay, so I'll adjust. I'll adjust. It's all good. It's funny, all of you love me except one person. Okay, so they call him Mr. Awesome, and I got to tell you. Oh wait, we have another person coming in. How's good? Thank you. How's the traffic? Is that thing electric? Oh, so cool. You should have turned it on to get here earlier. Okay, so oh, front row. What are you, our next speaker? Come on up. Would you like a cappuccino or something? 2 sugars. Seriously, can we get this gentleman a coffee and 2 sugars, please? Ashton, seriously, can you get him, please? Thank you. All right, there we go. Come on, bring it. All right, so they call me Mr. Awesome, and I didn't wake up one morning and say, hey, you know what? I think I'll be Mr. Awesome. Although I should have said that, but I didn't. So what I did was I was speaking on a stage, and this guy comes up to me. There was a line of people, like right here, after I spoke on stage, which is what you guys should do, because everyone wanted to just like high five me and hug me and just like feel my energy or whatever. You guys should definitely do that afterwards. So,
Will you smack your ass?
so this gentleman was. If you didn't hear her, she said, "Can we slap your ass?" Wow. I'm not going to call you out, Sarah Lips. Anyway, that's her name. So. I like when the audience brings their own material. Okay, so just kidding. So what I did was I spoke, and you know, it was pretty awesome. I think, I hope, and you know, there's a big line over here, getting my book or something, and high-fived me. And this one gentleman was in line, and he comes up to me, and he finally made it to the front of the line. He was in line. I couldn't believe it. He gets to the front of the line, and he just says, "You're Mr. Awesome." And that gentleman was Les Brown. Now, when Les Brown says that, well, you know what you do? You brand the heck out of that. So, like, one of my vehicles, it says Mr. Awesome. My other car says Dr. Awesome on the license plate. Not like wrapped or anything, but, but the thing is, I got to tell you something pretty honest here. Or, I mean, I'm always honest, but I want to tell you something straightforward. This is hard to tell you, but I was not always this awesome. Right? I know. I wasn't. Thank you. I wasn't. I grew up in Washington, D.C. area, and that was fun, all in its own. Is anyone from the East Coast? No? Yeah? All right. D.C. was a lot of fun. I grew up in a public school system. That was fun. We had like 2 major cliques. Actually 3. There were the jocks, which wasn't me, and then there were 2 other major cliques. One were these like cliques or classes. What do you call it? Like groups, right? 2 different groups. One group was like the ones doing drugs and alcohol and all this stuff in high school. I'm like, why? Just wait until later, like you guys did. So you guys did. All right, shout out for alcohol. All right, so that was part of, and that was in my high school. I was like, that's not good. And then the other side of the school were the ones that were, I guess, selling the drugs and alcohol to the other side, right? Seriously, entrepreneurs, whatever they were, I don't know. They were very entrepreneurial. So I got into sales. Oh, not right. I did get into sales, but not right that second. But I got into sales. How many of y'all are in sales? Anybody in sales? All right, good. Everyone's in sales. My mentor, my main mentor, Brian Tracy. Is anyone familiar with Brian Tracy? Michael Tracy's father? Yeah. So Brian Tracy tells me that there's 2 types of people in the world. There's people who realize that we're all in sales, and the people who don't realize that we're all in sales. So I think we're all in sales. So what happened was I got into sales in my first year. I call my TRDs, which were the top ramen days. That's what I call them. Do y'all know what top ramen noodles are? You all know it? Okay, so like, I don't have to tell you, there's $6 for $1, 5 flavors, beef, chicken, pork, shrimp, oriental. Okay, I was gonna write a book on how to cook top ramen noodles, okay? And because I wanted to spice it up and do something, right? And then I realized the book would be like $19 and the people eating the noodles would not afford the book in the first place. So then I got fired from my job. Has anyone gotten fired from a commission-only job? Don't raise your hands there. But they wanted to kick me out. They wanted the spot, you know, I guess the computer slot, right? And I'm like, it caused pain in my life. I had to change some things around. So which do we want? You know, we want success. Which do we have to have? It's probably both. Would you agree with that? Yeah. And how many of y'all are sick of more failure than success, right? Like we want to like look at this and maximize our awesomeness. So what I started doing was changing my whole attitude of my life. And I met this gentleman named Brian Tracy. There's a photo of him right there. He's on the right. He's on the right. I'm on the left. I'll save you the math. That's a while ago. And what do you mean, yeah? Don't say that, lady. Okay, so that was actually in Austin, Texas, at the convention center there. And Brian became my main mentor in this journey of this awesome. And by the way, are you kind of glad that he taught me what I learned so far? Because look around. This is part of what he taught me. Just connections. You know what I'm saying? Wow, good to see it. It's all about connections. So, oh, by the way, I signed a book. Ron, I have an extra book for you because I signed a book at the book signing the other night for Lon, and he says, "No, my name's Ron. I mean Lon, not Ron." So I have an extra book. I signed it Ron by accident, so I'll give it to you. So, unless there's another Ron in the meeting here.
Nope, just me.
So. This is Brian's office. I became one of the senior trainer with Brian Tracy. You know how Dan Lear became one of the top producers for Tony Robbins? I did the same thing with Brian Tracy. And it was just awesome. And you know, one of the first things he told me to do is diversify yourself to learn from other people. So I started sharing my time. Notice what I just said. I started sharing my time with other people. So you are sharing your time with us. You are sharing your time with other people. So be careful who you should spend your time with. Does that make sense? Like Jim Rohn came up to me and said, you know, who's on your favorite? Do you know Jim Rohn? Do you guys know Jim Rohn? Yeah. Wow, he's amazing. So Jim Rohn came up to me in Houston, Texas. I remember where it was, and he said, "Let me see your phone." And Joe, he says, "Who's this? Who's this?" You know, I have my favorite speed dial list, and he says, "How much is this person making? What's that person? What do you think his income is?" I'm like, "Well, this, I think this, or I'm guessing." He goes, "Huh?" And he hands me the phone. He goes, "I wonder how much you're making." I was like, because it was similar. Y'all get that? Yeah. It told me I needed new friends. so I changed some friends. You know, stop hanging around like-minded people. Start hanging around accelerated like-minded people. Because if you're hanging around like-minded people, you're still going to be at the same level. Does that make sense? So I want to share, with your permission today, I want to share 3 keys to being awesome. Is that all right? I did a TED Talk, or it's called a TEDx. I did a TEDx talk in Houston, Texas. And by the way, because of TEDx, I met a gentleman named Josh Evans, who introduced me to a gentleman named Jesse Stewart. Remember Jesse Stewart? So that's the connection. It's all about connections. So I'm going to share a few stories with you all if you let me to. Let me to. My grammar, good. All right, so number 1, and if you want to take note, please do. Oh, by the way, did you just hear that command that I just gave you? You all should use that with you. How many of y'all are in sales? Great, you should do that, right? If you want to take note, please do. It's a great way to get people to take out the pen and take notes, right? So, get your pens out. All right, here we go. So, number 1 is decide to be awesome. So, I literally choose to decide every morning to be awesome because you have that choice. Would you agree with that? Yeah. You could either be awesome or you could be normal, right? You could be, don't be normal, right? And people ask me, like, are you this way? This is why I believe Sharon and I mean, one of the many reasons we're such great friends is because she knows I'm the same way off stage as I am on stage. It's not different. Y'all with me on this? Yeah. How many of y'all met that person that, and it doesn't have to be a stage like this, but how many of y'all met that person that their life is this way, but then they show up and they try to do something else? Y'all with me on this? So you got to change that around and make sure you are authentic no matter what, everywhere you go. So number 1, the first thing I do is I use a 60-second morning mirror. So every morning, I get up in the morning, and how many of y'all get up in the morning? Okay, great, excellent. So I get up in the morning, and what I do is this. I go to the mirror of success, and because, I talk to the boss. Who's the boss? You, right? And through God, of course, but I talk to the mirror, and I have a 60-second morning conversation. And I literally have this little one-on-one with myself, eyeball to eyeball. I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm looking at myself, and, toothpaste flying everywhere, but I'm still talking, right? And I'm talking out loud verbally to myself. And I say, you're going to be awesome today. Things are going to be great. Things are just, how can it get even better? You know when you stub your toe or something happens? How many of y'all have stubbed your toe lately? Really? I just think that's an old thing that nobody does anymore. But anyway, you guys still do it. That's awesome. So, you know how something happens? You did it, Stacey, like I just did. Okay. You know how some things happen and you say, oh, what else is going to happen? you know, this is gonna be one of those days. You know when you say this is gonna be one of those days, guess what happens? It's gonna be one of those days. So why not change it? Say, this is gonna be awesome, because I have a chance. Now, you stub your toe, you go, that's the worst thing that's gonna happen today. That's awesome. And then you go meet somebody says, well, why are you so happy? You know, you're at Starbucks. Have you ever heard of Starbucks before? Yeah. So you're at Starbucks, and people are like, why are you so happy? You go, I already just stubbed my toe earlier, I'm fine. The rest of the day is going to go great, right? Just tell them that, seriously. That's a stub toe theory. I don't know, I just made that up, but it's true. So use that morning mirror, you know, and talk to yourself. Then at the end of the 60 seconds, because you need to pump yourself up. Brian Tracy taught me this personally. He says you need to pump your own attitude up every morning like a bicycle tire, right? Because how are you? And you're not going to have somebody else pump your tire up, right? Everyone else is worried about that. And by the way, here's a secret. Secret. Lean in, because it's a secret. All right, I'll use the microphone. Lean in. So here's the secret. Sometimes when you complain to people, here's the secret. Nobody cares. I'm serious. I was going to say 3 other words, but I'll just use nobody cares. 4 words, sorry. One's an initial. Anyway, so nobody really cares. It's true, stop complaining, because who cares? You're just complaining for yourself, and you're trying to get validation from somebody else that shouldn't care about that stubbing the toe. Y'all with me on this? Yes. So stop freaking out about silly, stupid things. Yeah. Stop sweating the small stuff, they say, right? So be careful of that. After I do this, 60 seconds with myself in the mirror, I high-five the mirror before I go onto my day. Have you ever high-fived a mirror before? You never fail, guys. It's perfect. Set yourself up for success. Y'all with me? Okay. How many of y'all are going to do that today? Today? Tomorrow morning? Yeah? 3 of you. Okay. So, the second thing I do is I build my own creed. So, you need to have a creed. And your creed, for me, here, I'll show you my creed. There it is. It is, I am focused. I am success, or I am the best. I am focused. I will succeed. I believe in myself. I set high expectations. I visualize my perfect future. I don't let others bring me down. Oh, you guys are taking photos of it. That's cool. Here, I'll get in front of it. Check this out. Don't move. For the rest of the 22 more minutes, we're going to stand here for you guys, one by one, take a photo. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. I could have just called, I could have like online, like what's it called, a webinar. I could have webinared this in. Okay, so guys, I do this creed. By the way, this creed's pretty cool. Check this out. I have a index card, like a 4x6 card that it has this on it. Can you imagine that? Okay, like a card like this. And I pass this out to a lot of people, and I put it in, you know how you go to Starbucks or Whole Foods or wherever, and you see the bulletin board? Just tack one on there. That's what I do. You should have your own creed. You should put that on, and put some, your information, your website or something. Mine's on the back, of course. But it's just little, 1 out of 100 people are going to pick that up and go, I'm calling this person. This person seems like I need this, right? And that's what happened. I was actually coming out of what I call my second church. And my second church is Best